Alright, g'day, hi, welcome. I got in the truck and I found my water bottle right here. This is a Pepsi. It was frozen solid, so I had to go put it in the house. Alright, I've got a little bit of a mission today. Not a big mission, but a little bit of a mission. Snowed last 2 days, so I guess tomorrow I'll be shoveling. Not a lot of snow, but just enough. And then tomorrow and Friday. Today I just got to go do a quick little job that I normally do once a week, so yeah, there's that. Yeah, it's cold today. It's really cold. That wind. So we went from nice and mild to like cold. That's like the third snowfall like the third real snowfall. I was expecting, they were talking about like a big snowfall. Hats off to the Quebec water bomber pilots there, and all those water bomber pilots there in California. Some of that footage is wow. Is that ever spectacular? I mean, those guys are heroes for sure. I've seen those, probably even those exact same two planes. Well, there's I think four or six of them that went down to the California fires. Yeah, I'll be talking about that on my other channel. But I got a big ass truck behind me, big log truck. I hope he slows down because this thing doesn't drive that fast first thing in the morning on a cold morning. You know. But anyway, yeah, like real good job for those guys. I don't know who she was, but I waved anyway. So it's like we had a fire just up the road from us, and they had to call in the water bomber. And I remember my mom, God rest her, got that on footage. Yeah, and sent it into the CBC. Yeah, I don't think they paid her for it. They should have. And then anyway, long story short, yeah, I've seen the water bombers a couple times up close. There's a few lakes around here that they kind of land on that are really good long lakes, but they can only take so much per lake because what happens is they have to be mindful of the water table, right? For two reasons. Number one, if they take out too much of the lake, it takes a long time for that lake to replenish itself, could damage the environment. So that's one. Number two, I like that truck. Number two, if they take out too much water, they could ground out. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. Well, I mean, on a giant lake, I mean, you're talking like hundreds of scoops before you would even notice, but you would notice. Now, what's the salt water going to do to these planes? That I don't know. I don't know if those airplanes are designed with that in mind. I think they are. It would make sense. Like, okay, it makes the airplane expensive, but these are the best water bombers in the world, simply due to the fact that these aren't airplanes converted to water bombers. These were designed as a water bomber, so they can fly really slow, really low. They do good in thermals. They do good in I can imagine, especially there, like the updrafts must be something severe, and the sinkholes must be like when you come over and then you hit a cold spot and down you go. You know what I mean? Be bouncing off the freaking treetops. Yeah, so that definitely a different skill level. But watching these guys coming in off the ocean, just scoop. But one hit a drone or something. They said screw it, we'll still fly the thing. It's just a scratch. So it hasn't structurally damaged the aircraft to the point where it can't be used or anything like that. So that's good. But like for people like flying drones, like for footage, it's going to come, like that's probably more likely going to be like a TikToker or something like that, right? And I get that, but when the water bombers are in the area, like make sure you're not flying where they're going to be, right? Give this guy as much room to slow down as possible. A big log truck behind me, so plow truck coming at me, the log truck behind me. Drive that area, buddy. I got logs to deliver. Big old Kensworth. Saw him yesterday. Usually see the same guys all the time, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stop right here. At least the sun's out today. Still kind of cold though. I'm gonna go here like this, go like this, gauging the 4x4, and then like this, and then the truck's gonna roll in 4x4. Nice. My camera, I don't know, like my battery's already at half. I can't believe it. I think my GoPro Hero 7 battery's like dying. Like I don't get much of a, I get maybe 2 videos on it, maybe 20 minutes now instead of the half hour. So I might have to switch to the GoPro 5, which is even, you know, camera wise is not in as good a shape, like audio wise. So I might have to divert to that one because my GoPro Hero 7, the battery, it just says swap the batteries, but I can't because the tab to pull the battery out of my GoPro 7 is broken, so I can't get the battery out. So I'm gonna wait till the battery's like completely like dead before I you know, use a pair of pliers or something to rip it out, because I don't want to damage the camera and, you know, or the battery, what's left of it, because then I'll be down to 1. But I'm gonna see if I can go to the gas station, sorry, the mechanic today to see what he says about the silver pellet. So the silver pellet is still in limbo as of making of this video, of where, you know, what's going to happen with it. But I ended up getting all in something like $3,700 in my account now, with my tax returns and all that, right? Which $3 grand of that could go for a new vehicle. I was hoping that was going to go for a camera. I really was. Everything I have, guys, is broken, breaking down, or about to break, and within the next month or so, world's going to get really tough up here in Canada with you know, the big T's coming. You know, yeah, it's like how much are we going to be sold out this time, right? Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. And yeah, so things are going to about to get really expensive. So the camera, guys, if I can, great, but if it comes down to starvation or a camera, obviously I got to go for the food, right? I mean, things are about to get 25% more expensive across the board pretty much in Canada, right? Now, mind you, there's still stuff we're buying from China, so, you know, they're going to get a boost in sales, but it's just the job losses and all that. And then, you know, people do tend to hang on to their money when the economy gets hard, which means you get less jobs, you know what I mean? So it's going to have a very, if they're starting with, like, day one could cost up to 500,000 jobs just in Ontario. So I'm thinking we're going to probably lose about 2 to 3 million jobs across the board within 6 months. So that's like 10% of our workforce, right? That's going to be really extremely devastating. That's the potential. And it's the chain reaction of it. Like, once you put, like, government workers, for example, and plant workers and some of these unionized jobs, you can pull them out of work, put them back into work almost as fast as you pull them out of work. But small mom and pop shops and the other service sectors, there's no bailouts for them. You know, there's only bailouts for the corporations. So what happens is these smaller shops, once they lay the people off, that's it, they go out of business. Then you have a lot of unemployed people. So really scary times coming. Really scary times. I'll be talking about that more on my professional, or on my BitChute channel. Links down below. yeah, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze out a video today, but I gotta do this little job first and go check out on the silver pellet. And we'll see what happens there.